Hi, I'm Frank Coluna Puma Podcast. You're listening to Teka Teka News, balitang thinking, hindi breaking. In this episode,
lumalabas na merong mga general, merong mga koronel na sangkot sa droga. At ayon sa rekomendasyon ng Chief PNP at ng ilang kapulisan, ako ay nananawagan sa lahat ng full colonel hanggang sa general, ako'y umaapila na mag-submit ng courtesy resignation. Alam kong mabibigla kayo, pero this is the only way to make a fresh start.
we take a closer look at the government's latest effort to purge the police force.
Sa investigasyon na ginawa ng ating kapulisan, nakakabigla na malalim na ang impeksyon dito sa kapulisan. Mahirap lumaban sa gera na ultimo ang kakampi mo ang babarel sa likod mo. Kinakailangan linisin natin ang hanay natin. Kailangan ang tiwala ng taong bayan ay lalo magtiwala sa atin.
That was Interior Secretary Benher Abalos. He made the appeal on January 4 in a bid to keep the Scalawag cops out of service while the DILG's new committee investigates links to drugs. Affected were some 8 lieutenant generals, 21 major generals, and 114 brigadier generals, not to mention 812 police colonels.
At wag sila mag-alala, kung sila'y malinis, wala namang problema. Maayos naman ito, iilan lang naman ito. Maniwala kayo, iilan lang to. Pero nasa posisyon silang critical. There will be a committee of 5 formed. Itong committee na to ang magsasala ng bawat isa.
The committee will be the one to go through the records, no? Kung sino talaga ang involved dito o hindi.
The very next day, PNP Chief Rodolfo Azurin spoke up too.
Now, I am calling on all the 956 PNP generals and colonels to have the courage to subject themselves to the process. Let us not put the organization in a disarray, and as officers and gentlemen, let us be guided by the wisdom of our leader.
Since then, over 600 colonels and generals have filed their courtesy resignations. That's more than a sixth of all officers holding those ranks. Yeah, that's a lot. But you know what? Courtesy resignations don't actually affect an officer's job unless they're accepted by President Bongbong Marcos himself. And even when it's accepted, it doesn't have any impact on things like their retirement benefits. Here's Azurin again.
If they are truly innocent, I think there's no reason for them to hide. Sabi ko nga, everyone is being challenged to submit their courtesy resignation. So it's a voluntary in nature, and this is an individual test of the individual character. We are not bringing down the house. Ang ginagawa natin is ongoing investigations dun sa mga suspected na mga officers involved in the illegal drug trade. And parallel to that, we wanted na itong mga third-level officers natin ay maklear sila because sooner or later they will be occupying key positions in the PNP.
We're pausing for a quick break now. When we return, we talk to an advocate about the unintended consequences this cleansing might bring about.
We wanted na lahat ng mga third-level officers is after this exercise will be under a clean slate, and definitely ang goal natin dito is wala ng third-level officer na may involve so that they will have a moral ascendancy dun sa mga second-level officer na.
That's Police General Rodolfo Azurin again. He presented his own resignation letter minutes after speaking. Pero teka. Kung moral exercise lang siya, what's the point really? Can a wave of courtesy resignations actually cleanse the PNP and give it the fresh start it's been looking for? Let's hear from Ranz Calderon, the executive director of GoodGov PH. He worries that a shortcut like this could bring a lot of unintended consequences.
It gives precedent to all PNP chiefs moving forward na hindi dumaan sa tamang proseso ang mga pulisa. So anong nangyayari, imbis na dumaan sila sa tamang process, ay hinahayaan na lang sila mag-resign at hindi natin alam kung ano yung nangyayari after ng resignation nila. Baka sabihin na lang, sige mag-resign ka na para malinis yung pangalan mo. Patayin natin yung balita. After 6 months, after 3 months, patay na ang balitang ito. Baka i-appoint na siya somewhere else. And that's too scary for us. Ang resignation is given voluntarily pa. So, ano nangyayari? Imbes na yung dismissal nila is negative, parang makakakuha pa sila ng benefits. Resignation entails back pay. Resignation entails all of these benefits eventually.
Oo nga naman. Di ba kaya meron silang internal affairs service? At paano na yung integrity monitoring and enforcement group? Bukod dun, sabi nga ni Rans, pag may aalis, may aangat. Di ba ganun din yung drug matrix ni President Duterte noon? Kapag hindi ka nag-resign, ibig sabihin guilty ka na agad.
One, I said, they're destroying the country and they're destroying the youth of the land. So my appeal to them is, since they are beyond redemption, they can stop and commit suicide. Because I will not allow these idiots to run the show. Not during my watch.
Remember that list of names they published back then? It included mayors, police, and officials from the Bureau of Jail Management and Penology. One of those matrices eventually prompted the case against former Senator Laila de Lima. Throughout his term, the former president kept insisting there were a number of supposed conspiracies against him, including an Oust Duterte matrix naming journalists and lawyers. Rand says we're seeing that same sort of stunt at play today.
You're tainted without due process if you're not going to resign. But the thing is, if the police or the PNP chief right now has evidence and has a concrete basis on the drug-related activities of these policemen, dapat ilabas yun. Hindi pwedeng sasabihin lang na kailangan kayong mag-resign. Kasi parang sinasabi mo lang na hayaan na natin ang publikong mag-crucify sa inyo. In the same way, the comparison of that matrix is hayaan na natin. Wala kaming ebidensya pero ito yung mga pangalan.
At paano na ang hustisya? Listen to Father Flavio Villanueva, a missionary from the Society of the Divine Word. He's an activist priest who's received international recognition for his work with the families of drug war victims.
Resignation does not provide justice. It's a band-aid solution to the problem. But what is really needed is if someone is found guilty, provide the sufficient evidence and prosecute the person. There are known colonels who have spearheaded the killings in Tondo, in Payatas. So if they resign, would they be brought to justice because of this campaign? There's also a question if justice is authentically being served through such a campaign.
The other important point is that this isn't the first time the idea of internal cleansing has come up. Former PNP Chief Junardo Carlos, the last PNP chief under Duterte, was a big fan of it too.
How come we have over 5,000 policemen that were already dismissed for various infraction or violation of law? How come that you will see that yung pride o yung moral ng police ay mataas? And how come they are delivering over the years? Itong first quarter na lang, makita niyo yung performance ng PNP. So, ibig sabihin nun, effective yung preventive approach namin, effective yung aming punitive approach, and even our restorative approach. So, yung internal discipline na campaign namin is working.
Over the years, we've seen police chiefs, 7 of them under Duterte to be exact, routinely urge the public not to generalize the PNP because of a few bad eggs. And when they finish their terms, they always tout their supposed progress in cleaning up the force. And yet, yung iilan na yan are still around to this day. Here's Rans Calderon from Good Gov again.
Kung alam na nila kung sino, ibig sabihin, una, may ebidensya na sila. na criminal itong mga to. Diba? Hindi ba dapat nabibigyan na natin ng criminal and administrative cases ang mga police na drug-related imbis na ipag-resign na lang natin sila? It all boils down to transparency of what's happening. Kasi ang alam lang natin ngayon ay pinag-resign sila sa dahilan na may drug-related activities, and that's all. Bulag tayong lahat sa nangyayari. At dapat alam natin lahat ng nangyayari ito. Dahil accountable sila and dapat transparent sila.
To which Interior Secretary Abalos says,
We've been doing that for so long. We've been doing that at alam mo naman ang tagal ng proseso ng husgado, ang technicality, ang lahat. Kaya nga sinasabi ko sa inyo, ito ay ang shortcut dito if you want it that way. That's why I'm appealing to them. Pero wag kang mag-alala, ginagawa pa rin namin yun.
So obvious naman pala na shortcut lang tong so-called cleansing. Here's Ranz again.
The fact that aware sila na ito ay shortcut at pilit natin nilalabanan ang baluktot na sistema ng hustisya dito sa Pilipinas. Hindi ba dapat sila dapat yung mas nagiging strict sa system?
And that was today's episode of Teka Teka News. Again, I'm Franco Luna. This episode was edited by Mark Basilian and produced by Kat Ventura. If you like this episode, share it with a friend or two. And of course, don't forget to follow Teka Teka and Puma Podcast wherever you listen. At para sa mga mahilig manood sa YouTube, Puma Podcast na rin po kami doon. Just search Puma Podcast and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for listening.